I want to walk over to the conversation corner now because I'm going to be joined by the Israeli ambassador to the United States, Michael Leiter, as Kyle and Inja bring the touchscreen closer here to the conversation corner. Mr. Ambassador, it's great to have you with us. Thanks so much for joining us. Let me ask you what I think is a kind of threshold.
Good to be with you, Major. Thank you.
A threshold question. Can Israel by itself sufficiently degrade Iran's nuclear program to the place where it can feel safe?
Well, we believe we can. We believe we have to. For us, this is an existential issue. It's to be or not to be, and we've chosen to be. So we're going to do everything we can to eliminate the threat to our survival. A nuclear bomb in the hands of the Iranian mullahs is a threat to our survival. Ballistic missiles, tens of thousands of ballistic missiles with the potential for nuclear warhead is a threat to our survival, and we've got to do whatever we can to prevent that from happening.
Analysts have said that it's not possible for Israel to get to some of the most underground and buried parts of the Iranian nuclear program, and that to sufficiently and for a long period of time degrade or destroy that nuclear program, Israel would have to have U.S. assistance, specifically, and Ed O'Keefe, my colleague at the White House, just mentioned this, bunker-busting bombs. Is that not true?
Well, you know, that's the big subject of the day, but I'm not going to go there. You know, analysts said for many years that we couldn't eliminate the surface-to-surface missiles, the surface-to-air missiles. We couldn't get through the Iranian defenses. We couldn't possibly deal with the IRGC. Well, look, you know, the supreme leader right now looks to his left, and he has no nuclear scientists to left. He can't see them. He looks to his right, and he has no generals left in the IRGC. This terrorist infrastructure is crumbling. It's coming down. We're bringing it down day after day. We're ahead of schedule. And I think we still have a few surprises up our sleeves as well. Don't underestimate the power of the Israel Air Force and the ingenuity of our defense industry.
Mr. Ambassador, you just mentioned surprises up your sleeve. Either yesterday or earlier this morning, trust me, things move fast. I know you know that as well as I do. You mentioned that the world may see something more sophisticated in Iran than what it saw in Lebanon, with beepers taking out significant leaders within Hezbollah. Were you referring to something that has already happened or something that may happen in the future?
No, I was referring actually to what has already happened. Thursday night when we began the operation, we had simultaneous attacks that nobody foresaw and nobody really understands how it was done, how it was accomplished. And I said that in the coming days and weeks, when the dust settles on this war and we've achieved our goal of neutralizing Iran's nuclear program, the world is going to see just how the extent of our ingenuity. And just as it took some time to understand how the beeper operation was carried out, how we carried out last Thursday night is also going to be studied, and I think it's going to wow a lot of people.
I'm a kind of simple person, Mr. Ambassador, and it's impossible for me to imagine how Israel could have achieved what you just outlined inside Iran without people willingly turning their back on the existing leadership and assisting Israel. That has to be true at some level. You're going to either confirm or deny that, but that suggests to me there is something possibly rickety in new ways about the Iranian theocratic leadership. Do you believe that to be true?
Well, Major, we know it to be true. You know, Prime Minister Netanyahu sends a video message to the Iranian people every other Friday. It receives millions and millions of responses. The people of Iran want freedom. And it's no surprise that there would be people who would cooperate with us for many, many years. You know, if only the opposition in Iran could get together and express themselves. We're dealing with a horrific theocratic regime that suppresses dissent. You know, you've got 15,000 political prisoners in the Ayatollah's prisons. That's just an astounding figure. I mean, this is back into the Middle Ages where they have thrust Iran. Iran is a very creative, the Iranians are a creative people with a marvelous history and tremendous potential. and the vast majority want to live with us and their neighbors in peace. I think if the outcome of this operation against the nuclear program is successful and we facilitate the Iranian people to rise up and choose a different government, I think it'll be a great accomplishment, and history will be kind to us for helping to facilitate that happening. It's not our agenda. That's not our goal. Our goal is not regime change. Our goal is to secure our future and terminate this malevolent intent on the part of the Mullah regime. But if it happens, we're certainly going to celebrate that outcome.
Mr. Ambassador, you've been kind enough to stay for our next segment. Please hold on. We're going to do a couple of commercial breaks, pay a couple of bills. We'll be back on the other side of this conversation with more with our ambassador from Israel to the United States, Michael Leiter.